Hello and welcome to the Prime Reckoning. I'm Julie and this is a channel for women over 50. I can't get my hair to do anything right. I've just finished taking all my pills for the day. This has become a huge aggravation for me, y'all. All the pills that I have to take every day. I take 15 pills every morning, and I don't take any pharmaceuticals in the morning. This is all, vitamins, minerals, supplements for this and that, just all kinds of stuff. And then I take 16 pills before I go to bed at night. Now there are some pharmaceuticals in there. We got, the blood pressure, the cholesterol, all that crap, and stuff to keep my headaches at bay. But that's a lot of damn pills. It takes a big chunk out of my day to take all these stupid pills. So, but here I am. I'm dressed from the waist up and ready to go. So today I thought we'd have a little fun. I can't talk about serious topics all the time. That's just boring and it sucks. So, scrolling around through social media, you see a lot of the movies that we grew up watching. The movies are turning, 40 some this year, and I've seen 16 Candles on there. I've seen there's another one. There's another Molly Ringwald one that's turned 40 something this year. But anyway, I thought I'd look at the movies that are turning 40 this year. So movies from 1986. In 1986, I was a junior/senior in high school. So where were you? What was going on in 1986? Let's take a look at some of these movies. First up, and one of my favorite movies of the day, is Stand By Me. Now, a lot of people don't know. I don't know if y'all know. You probably know if you're this old, if you're as old as me. But Stand By Me is a Stephen King movie. It was a Stephen King novella that he wrote, and it just was an amazing movie, excellent movie. The scene with the leeches, I think, is everybody's favorite from that movie. The next movie up, Peggy Sue Got Married. I remember watching this movie. I only watched it once, but it was a cute movie. It was a happy movie. Legal Eagles. I don't know if I saw this movie or not. I pulled it up. It has a very young Daryl Hannah in it, and when I was in my 20s and 30s, a lot of people told me I looked like Daryl Hannah. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe it's just the blonde hair, but definitely a compliment. She was such a beautiful lady. Still is a beautiful lady, but we were both beautiful back then. We were all beautiful back then, man. Now we're old and fat. It's terrible. Up next, The Three Amigos. Gotta have a Steve Martin comedy in there somewhere. Little Shop of Horrors. I think I watched this once. I don't know if I quite understood it at the time, but I think I only saw that one once. A couple of war movies that were really good. Platoon was an amazing movie. Kind of depressing, but what war movies aren't depressing. And then Heartbreak Ridge. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies of all time. And I wasn't a big Clint Eastwood movies fan back then, but when I saw Heartbreak Ridge, this movie was just amazing. The first half is really funny, and the second half is kind of sad. But again, war movies. But that was a good one. Ruthless People. I know I saw this movie, but I don't remember anything about it. Moving on, The Mosquito Coast with let's say very young Harrison Ford, but a younger Harrison Ford. River Phoenix was also in this movie. I'm not sure if I saw this one or not. I honestly don't remember. Who knows? I may have seen it. Then another kind of horror movie, The Fly. Now, I remember when I saw this movie, I had spent a day, I think I just spent a day and a night in Chicago. I was flying somewhere and had had an overnight layover in Chicago, and I'm sure I was coming back or going to Michigan. And we had a friend that lived in Chicago, and he picked me up from the airport and took me to dinner and a movie, and we saw this movie. We saw The Fly. So it was a good movie at the time. It's definitely an interesting plot line. Moving on to 9.5 Weeks. Do y'all remember how scandalous this movie was? Oh my gosh, it was such a huge scandal. You know, it probably kind of looks mild compared to the shades of gray stuff going on now, but this movie was a huge scandal when it first came out. I did see this one. Didn't really care all that much for it, but it was interesting. Then we have to include from 1986, of course, a horrible Stephen King movie, Maximum Overdrive. Actually, I don't remember if it was a horrible movie or not. It probably was. A lot of Stephen King's movies from the 80s were terrible renditions of the books. The books are fabulous. Stephen King was my favorite author when I was a kid. So I read everything he put out, and then I saw some of the movies. A lot of them were disappointing. Then we had Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. This was my personal favorite of the original cast Star Trek movies. You get into the Next Generation. I like the Next Generation better. I was a little too young to appreciate the original Star Trek on TV, but the movies were coming out in the 80s, and I absolutely loved this one. And one of the greatest quotes of all time came from this movie.
Are you sure it isn't time for a colorful metaphor?
So moving on to Labyrinth. Again, oh my gosh. There's never been another movie like this. This movie was so beautiful, so amazing. Really just, this movie just screams the 80s. Y'all were there, you know, you understand, you've seen the movie Labyrinth. David Bowie was just amazing. It was a wonderful, wonderful movie. Crocodile Dundee, which again had one of the best lines in movie history in there.
There you go.
And your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
And Back to School. I loved this movie. I don't know what y'all thought of it. I don't know if it was really highly successful. I don't have statistics or data in front of me or anything, but I loved this movie. It was just so much fun. Rodney Dangerfield had Sam Kinison in it. I think he was a history instructor. Just a fabulous movie. Lots of fun. And finally, the number one movie from 1986 was also my favorite movie from 1986, and it was Top Gun. I am not a Tom Cruise fan, but he did a phenomenal job in this movie, and just amazing flying scenes, just wonderful, fantastic. I don't think there had ever been a movie like this prior to Top Gun, so it was just amazing.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
So those are some movies that I pulled from 1986 movies. Of course, there are a ton of them. A lot of the movies I don't even remember, but as I was scrolling through, I kind of picked all the ones that were really had the nostalgic feels for me. So, you know, movies in the 80s were great. there's not a lot of things that I want to watch now, but there are actually, this is going to be an unusual year. There are 3 movies that I'm actually interested in seeing this year. One of them just came out a couple days ago. I had meant to go see it on opening day, but then I forgot all about it. Then my sister asked me the other day, she's like, have you seen it yet? I said, oh, I forgot all about it. So I don't know, maybe I'll go one night this week. The Devil Wears Prada 2. Now, I didn't watch The Devil Wears Prada, the original, until just kind of recently. I think a couple years ago I saw it for the first time, but I really enjoyed it. Now, The Devil Wears Prada 2, the reviews coming out are not that great. People are saying it's a fun movie, it's kind of interesting, but it's not a great movie. So go see that one and check it out. The second movie that I'm really excited about this year, all this stuff is second in a series, is Practical Magic 2. Again, I hadn't seen Practical Magic until a couple of years ago, but I watched it. I absolutely loved it. And this movie has, like The Devil Wears Prada 2, most of the original cast is back. So that's fantastic. That comes out in September, so really looking forward to seeing that one. And then the third movie, I haven't seen a lot about this, but I saw the poster and a kind of an overview of it when I was scrolling through Facebook one day. And it is called The Silent Lies. It looks like it has an amazing cast starring Kate Winslet, Nicole Kidman, Kelly Riley, and Reese Witherspoon. So some amazing women. And there was a little blurb about it. When a buried secret resurfaces, it sets off a chain reaction of lies, betrayal, and emotional fallout. As the investigation deepens, the truth becomes more complicated and more dangerous than anyone imagined. With tension rising at every turn, the line between victim and suspect begins to blur. So that does look like a really interesting movie. So I don't know when it's coming out exactly, other than this year. It said 2026 on it. So I have to keep an eye out and check that one out when it comes out. Okay, let's move on to the Badass Woman of the Week. Let's talk about Bessie Virginia Griffin, better known as Bessie Blount. She was born in 1914 and died in 2009 and was an African-American writer, nurse, physical therapist, inventor, and forensic scientist. While working at the Bronx Hospital in New York, at 37 years old, Blount invented an electric self-feeding apparatus for amputees. She used plastic, boiling water to mold the material, a file, ice pick, hammer, and some dishes to create a prototype of her invention. The device had a tube to transport individual bites of food to the patient's mouth. The patients would bite down on the tube, and then the next portion of food would dispense to the mouthpiece from the attached machine. This allowed patients to control how much they would eat without assistance from others. A part of this device was patented in 1948. The American Veterans Administration declined Blount's invention, so in 1952 she licensed it freely to the French government. She remarked in an interview with the African American that her accomplishment showed that a black woman can invent something for the benefit of humankind. Though more modern, slimmer devices have been invented since 1948, Blount is remembered for pioneering the first electric device for feeding amputees. In 1969, Blount embarked on a second career in law enforcement, pursuing forensic science research for police departments in New Jersey and Virginia. During her previous patient therapy while demonstrating ambidextrous functions or writing with teeth or feet, she had begun to see a correlation between physical health and writing characteristics. From her observation, she saw how a person's handwriting reflected their state of health. This discovery inspired her to publish a technical paper on medical graphology. After the publication of the paper, Blount's career in forensics quickly grew. By the late 1960s, she was assisting police departments in Norfolk, Virginia, and Vineland, New Jersey, and later joined the Portsmouth, Virginia Police Department as a chief examiner until 1972, when the state of Virginia centralized its document examination. In 1977, the Metropolitan Police Forensic Science Laboratory invited Blount to join them in London for advanced studies in graphology. At 63 years old, she was the first black woman to be accepted into the Advanced Studies and Document Division of the Scotland Yard. Jax decided to join us, y'all. Blount was honored in 1992 by the American Academy of Physical Therapy, an African-American focused physical therapy organization. She was honored as one of the Virginia Women in History in 2005, and in 2019, the New York Times published a belated obituary for her as part of Overlooked No More. So that is our badass woman of the week. Watch out, Jack. Get to my mouse here. He's being a little bit needy today. He needs some loving, so that's okay. We can do that. So I wanted to give a quick product update today. I didn't have a new product to share, but I did want to do an update. I talked about the Lumi deodorant a couple weeks ago, a month ago or so. And I saw that they have released a newer version of their deodorant that does have aluminum in it. I have the one that has 0 aluminum. You can see on the top there, it says 0% aluminum. And they do still have this as an option. You know, we all used aluminum deodorant for 30, 40 years, and now everybody's trying to get away from it. I don't know why they brought the aluminum back, maybe for odor control, but this product works well for me. So I don't know exactly why they brought the aluminum back, but if you are buying a product from them and you do want the 0 aluminum, make sure you click on the correct one. It's pretty well marked on their website. So are you happy now? He's purring pretty hard, so my beautiful boy. So that is everything for today. What was your favorite movie of 1986? And what movie are you looking forward to this year? Comment below. Let's have a conversation about it. Also, please like and subscribe. It helps my growing channel. And you can follow me on Facebook, where I haven't been very active on Facebook on this page, frankly, but I'm more active on Facebook than on Instagram, but you can follow me on Instagram as well. All the links are below in the description box. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.